What's up, everybody? How you doing today? Angel of CR Gaming here, and yes, it's been a fucking long ass time since I last did another Creators Lobby interview. That's because FedEx, fuck you royally. Because you know why? It kept me from doing any more of these goddamn interviews, and today we got a real special guest, one of my homeboys, and me and him, like this, okay, like Fangu, okay. This is the homie right here, Ascension. How are you doing, my good friend?
I'm good, buddy. How are you? It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, like I showed you, this is how I'm doing.
That widow's peaks deep, bro.
It's deep, man. I'm so fucking glad to finally get you on here. It's definitely been a long time coming.
Yeah, I'm
Real
excited to
long.
be here.
Hell yeah, I hope so. Shit, cause I was sad, man, for a while. I was like, how the fuck am I gonna get this man up on here? Got these weird
Yeah,
ass schedule. Mm.
bro, the weird ass schedule, and then on top of that, like taking so long off of streaming. My initial plan was just a year, and then it turned into like a year and a half. Just, I mean, everybody gets it. Life hits you hard, and it was
Yeah.
one of those things. Just try to. It was kind of hard to get right back into things.
Oh man, we're gonna get right into that because that honestly, that was like an interesting transition for you. Before we get into that, let's show people what you got to drink because they saw what I got. I got a blueberry slush. Now, what do you got there, sir?
So, local area from where I am, it's called the Drink Shop. It is Blue Lotus with Mountain Dew, and then two pumps of lime, one pump of coconut, and they call it the Green Goblin. This
Ooh.
thing is actually like really, really good, but I only drink them like once in a blue moon because, well, if I don't, I'm gonna go into a diabetic coma.
Yes.
It's sweet.
uh,
Bro, facts.
like, are you okay? Like, I can't feel my fingers or nothing. All
I
right,
see
so
my toes moving, but I don't feel
if you don't show toes on this camera, it never happened.
them.
I'm just saying. Show it so Keo can be jealous. Yeah! Fuck
Toes,
yeah!
bro.
All right, Keo, sorry, we're downvoting your video. All right, so let's go right ahead into the questions. I got a lot of questions. We're going to get into everything, including your hiatus that you took for a little while. Now, you don't have to give specific, like, exact location, but just give it a general idea of state. Where are you from?
So I am also from Illinois, as yourself. I don't represent the state though. My heart belongs in Texas. I will say that. But I'm central Illinois. Um, about I'd say probably 30 to 45 minutes southwest of the capital.
Okay.
So pretty central. Like,
Right
bro,
there.
yeah, any way you look, it's cornfields, bean fields. It's,
Man.
yeah.
Every time I go down there, I see my uncle. He's working in the cornfield. Man, that's crazy. Man, I remember when you told me you were from there. I was shocked as fuck because everybody I met online was uh, Michigan or Texas or Wisconsin. I mean, I know
Yeah.
Wisconsin's a fucking neighbor up to the north, but it's like
Right.
I really don't want to visit Wisconsin,
I
man.
don't think anybody in their right mind wants to visit Wisconsin.
Nah, not unless you're
Just
going to the
saying.
Dells, man. If you're going to the Dells,
Yeah.
it's different. But even then, it's kind of even that shit's expensive. You seen what that looks like now, prices wise?
Uh. No. I mean, I've heard horror stories, but I heard it's bad.
So when I went there, and this is off topic, but when I went there as a kid, like my dad had, he found ways to make his extra cash for us to go up there. Now I would
Yeah.
think, at the time, 6, 7, 800, right? Now people are spending 3, 4 grand just to go there for like a few, like almost a half the week. It's fucking crazy.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yes, all the big places. Like if you go down there, you might have to Airbnb into like a little cabin. You know.
That that is nuts, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know that's off topic, but I mean, dude, traveling anywhere is fucking crazy.
Oh my
Like,
god, yeah.
so we're hoping to go on vacation here. My wife, my daughter, and I are hoping to go on vacation here in December.
Oh.
I wanted to take a hiatus to Corpus Christi so they can, visit the beach and everything. Plus,
Yeah.
my daughter's never flown before, so it's one of those things, you know, try to do a couple things at one time.
Yeah.
Dude, it's still gonna cost us probably about 5-6 grand to have a comfortable trip, and it's only for 6 days.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, I'm hurting for both all of you. Dude, that is crazy. I've never been to
Yeah.
Texas, so send me pictures once you get down there because I like to
Oh,
see that.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm plus. Uh, you mentioned Texas earlier, which I kind of figured I knew who you were talking about.
Yep.
I'm actually meeting up with Mendez.
Oh, my
Yeah,
brother.
so him and his family are gonna meet us in Corpus Christi, spend the weekend with us. We're gonna do a bunch of stuff down there, so I'm pretty stoked. And plus, another guy that you actually played with last night, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
He lives in San Antonio. He's gonna come down as well. So
That is crazy, dude. Fuck.
yeah.
I don't know who I want you to smack in the back of the head first, but man, tell them I said hi when you get there, and let them know we're thinking about them.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
so now let's get into. Oh my God, this is going to be good for you. Now,
All right.
let's get into the length of your journey on your content creator. Like, how long have you been doing this for now?
Okay, so back in well, let me pull it back just a little bit farther than that. So right before I did content creation, I was a union boilermaker in the apprenticeship program.
Oh, okay.
So I was doing a lot of like working with my hands and the whole welding bit and crawling into spaces that my big ass should not be crawling into.
Yeah.
Um, but I was really big into like the PlayStation console. Well, I finally got to where I got a PC
Yeah.
because I had been following this game Rust for the longest time.
Oh my God.
And I wanted to play it so freaking bad, bro. Like it was one of those things. Like I'm working and I'm like thinking about Rust. I was
Yeah.
so addicted to it. So I finally got a PC, and that was the first game I bought.
Yeah.
And that was probably about 4 months before I started content creation. I was playing on a random server, and I jumped on a Twitch. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna look and see who's streaming it.
Yeah.
Said, just well, I ran across this guy, which you might know him, Mr. Flank. You probably heard me talk about him quite a bit in my streams and stuff. Well, we played Rust for a while, and from there he was like, "Oh, dude, you should get into content creation and stuff." He's like, "You're pretty funny. You have your smart ass witty comments sometimes, and
Yeah.
people like that stuff." And I was like, I don't know. I tried it for a while on the PlayStation, just recording myself playing like Blackout when it first came out.
Yeah.
That's what I streamed on PlayStation, and I was like, I'm not really. Plus, I'm not one to be on camera. I'm not. I'm like camera shy, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't one of those things that I felt comfortable doing. And he bugged me and bugged me and bugged me and was like, dude, you should really do it. So fast track about 4 months after. Well, actually, it was about 2.5 months after me and Mr. Flank met, and he finally got underneath my skin far enough, and I was like, all right, I will give it a go, but keep in mind my work schedule is pretty out of it.
Right. It's rough out there. Yeah.
And yeah, very much so. At that time, I was working probably nine to 10 months out of the year, and it was usually anywhere between 7/12s or excuse me 5/12s to 7/14s.
Oh
So
my
I was, yeah,
God.
it was rough, bro. And he's like, oh no, that's perfectly fine. We'll get your camera set up, we'll get OBS working, and we'll get all this stuff set up for you, and kind of go from there. So I did that in my free time, and it was a stream here, a stream there, and kind of just going back and forth. Well, it actually took off. Like for the first probably week, it was 1 or 2 viewers, and then about, I would say, probably 2 weeks after that first initial stream,
Yeah.
I got hit with like 30 something viewers, and it was my first really big raid,
Damn.
and dude, it went from there. Um, Mr. Flank jumped onto my stream and was like, "Hey, this is awesome. We should do like an event." And I was like, "All right, what kind of event are you thinking?" And he was like throwing out stuff, and um, I don't know if he had heard my wife say something, but like my back is like somewhat hairy. And he's like, "Oh, dude, you know what we could do? We could do a sub event, and your wife could wax your back on stream." And that kind of from there, everything just escalated. I had people coming in. It was a 200 sub um, back waxing thing that we were
Oh,
gonna do, and one guy, like I had my Kiwi boys from across the pond,
yeah.
Kane and Otter, and at the time we had Who Gaming, and he was all with us and stuff, and we had this guy jump in, um, uh, Alanis, I'm pretty sure it was his name, and he dropped 100 sub bomb to carry the subathon or whatever you want
Yeah.
to call it, to carry it over its limit. And Eris Mora was his name,
Okay. Okay.
and he dropped 100 bomb and then turned around and dropped another 50 and just was like, "Oh, dude, I'm here for this." And from there, it just kept going and going and going. And then I got in with I'm sorry, getting a little bit ahead of
Oh,
myself.
you're good. You're good.
We got in with the back waxing, and everybody showed up for it, and it was just a good time. Wife caused a lot of pain, and she was laughing, and everybody's clipping and doing everything else and having a good time. And that carried me for probably about 7 or 8 months of my streaming career,
Okay.
and went from there. And then um, I started hearing about a gaming community that was actually based out of San Antonio. Um, I'm former military, and the gaming community is called Regiment. They're actually really really big now, and they're a nonprofit organization. And I ended up getting in with them, and it's carried ever since. Well, fast track about a year and a half after I started, probably about 2 years after I started,
Yeah.
and my wife and I were trying to have kids, and things didn't turn out like we wanted them to. So we both kind of decided to take a step back from life, and about that time, we decided to move as well. So we got moved, and into our new place. Now that's where we're at now, and things were getting better, but they were also kind of two steps forward, one step back kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so me and her collectively were like, well, let's take a step back, let's reevaluate our life, figure out what we're doing, and kind of go from there. So that's when I ultimately decided to go back to school for my degree, and stop streaming because it was just so much.
Right.
And with her going to school, she will be graduated in May of next year to be an RN, and I'll be graduated in November of 27, and I'll have my bachelor's degree in 3D graphics and game design.
Oh.
And it's just the hiatus that I took for that year and a half long was just one of those things that we needed to step away, figure out who we were as people, but also as a couple.
Yeah.
Because like my number one priority, and I'm sure this is the same for you, is my kids. My kids are my
The
my
priority.
absolute priority.
Yeah.
So why I took the hiatus was to make sure that my family was whole, and then just it was supposed to be a year, and it wasn't. It turned into a year and a half. So
And the funny thing is, you beat me to the punch with that one, so you actually saved me the time of asking you that one for later. So that's awesome. That's crazy, though. Like pertaining to, I'm gonna start off with the first thing was the waxing.
Yeah.
Did you know I had actually did that on stream too, the
Did you
waxing.
really?
Yeah, and I forgot. I
It's
think
really popular.
it is, and they're like, who was it? It was either Feather. It was Feather and Dadley. They were a part of like they had to raise a specific amount of money for a charity,
Yeah.
and I stupidly blurted out, "Oh, I'll do armpits and chin strap, and of course they raised the money, and God, dude, first pull wasn't bad. After they were getting down to the second and third on each arm, Mandy was just going ham. I'm like, there ain't no fucking
Oh,
way.
bro,
I
that's
was
so bad.
It hurt, man. All I had was like little patches still left behind. And then
So,
this didn't rip off either. Like I tried it and it
oh,
was just all the adhesive was stuck behind.
dude, that's so like adding to that after Haley was like, "All right, your back's patchy enough, bro." She moved to my armpits, and
Oh,
it hurts so much.
it's
Like I'm
sensitive.
still feeling her because like not only did she do the little it
All
rips
this,
on my back,
yeah.
bro, she did that shit in my armpit, and I was like, "Oh, woman, just get it over with." Like, come on, just rip it off.
Dude, that shit's. I hate that. Like, I'll do it again if it's for a really good charity. But I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna raise the stakes a little more because I think the initial stake was they had to raise like 500 or 600. Like my head, I'm thinking, oh, they're not gonna really hit that. They might get close to it. No,
Yeah.
I was wrong. Never again.
Blew right past it, bro.
Yep, I gotta bump it to 2 grand now just to do one armpit, man. That's fucking wild. And then like your whole life, your transition for trying to start a new career.
Yeah.
You know, now a lot of people they don't really. I mean, they do, but you don't really hear many streamers often. They go, okay, I'm going back to school. I'm gonna go and get a degree in this, or I'm gonna go and try to do this differently in my life. Put a little stop to the streaming, and then most of the time, a lot of them just permanently quit.
Yeah.
What was your motivation for wanting to keep you going with the streaming during that hiatus?
So I when I decided, well, I can't say it when me and my wife decided for me to actually take a break from streaming, it was one of those things that was it was a combined decision, but it was like a um let me put this in my wife is my bird.
There you go.
Do you understand what that means?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I call her my penguin, but but my wife is my bird and I'm hers as well. So like when I hit my lows, which I unfortunately and hate to admit it, I have them quite often,
Yeah.
and she has hers, but just not as much. We have each other's backs. So she always reminded me, like, hey, you loved streaming. Like, don't forget that you loved what you did. You loved interacting with the people. You loved interacting with your community.
Yeah.
When you first started, it was, those first 2, 3 streams, they were one or two people. And then all of a sudden, just all this massive influx of people came in and you made a lot of new friends. And I said, yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. And that's really what it was. Like, my my motivation for continuing streaming was bar none my wife. Like the reason why I'm sitting here right now today in this interview with you is because I owe my wife everything. Like she's the one who pushed me to keep going.
Man, let me give your lady a round of applause because my lady yells at me, man. Because like legit, like, and I get it too. Because like I'll admit a lot of times I'm mainly on just this PC, you know, and like when I try to do streams or like videos, sometimes it might be a little too much. Your woman is strong. We're like,
Yeah.
just like get your ass in there, go do some content. Like, I wish I
Yeah.
can hear that shit, but no, I'm just like I'm hearing like, oh, you're on there too long. I'm like, no, am I? Nah.
And see, like it used to be that way. Like when so when we first started, I don't remember if I had met you just yet, but
Uh, I'm getting the death stare here. This is the only time I'm doing it, babe. It's the only time I'm doing this for the interview.
Oh, there she is.
She heard me
uh,
talking shit.
so actually, that setup behind you is a lot similar to what it was about probably 8 months into my streaming career.
Yeah.
I was on the game every day. I was streaming literally every day, 7 days a week, all day long. And bro, I was pushing, 16, 17, 18 hours a day streaming.
Oh, oh.
And like, that's a lot. That is a lot.
Yeah.
And it was causing problems, but she knew that I was what I was doing was making me happy, and like we came to an agreement, like I'm going to continue doing it, but I want you to be a part of it, because this isn't just me, this is us.
Yeah.
So I ended up I we went out to the furniture store, bro, and I brought her a fucking reclining like chair,
Yeah.
and I sat that motherfucker right behind my fucking chair so she could kick back, play on her phone, study, do whatever she was doing, and I could sit there on camera interacting with the community. And like I had channel points set up for her specifically. I had like separate cameras set up and stuff. So like, um, I had one. I can't remember how much it was, but it would like shut my camera off, flick on the other one, and it would be pointed at her, and it would play like lovey-dovey music and fucking have hearts all over the screen floating up and shit.
What?
But like she is my rock, so I wanted this for us. It wasn't just about me.
Yeah.
So like we've progressed as people. I've progressed as a content creator, and I try to implement her as much as I can, because without her I wouldn't be here.
Right, right. You see, I might have to take a page out of your book, man, because I went from. I started with the whole family streaming thing. Like I had the kids involved when they were super young.
Yeah.
She was in the streams too, and then I kind of was like, all right, I'm gonna transition into, a solo act where I can try to keep as much focus onto the content versus the family aspect. But maybe
Yeah.
it's just a thing of like, maybe the family aspect works differently for each and every individual. Like some people
Oh
it's
yeah, it
stronger.
does.
So who knows? I don't know. I might have to try it again. I might have to do a family night or something, man. You gave me some. Hey, don't psh me. That was rude.
So to add just a little bit to that as well,
Yeah.
I don't give my daughter enough credit, because dude, with everything that I've been seeing these days with like predators and all this other stuff, it's just I've kind of taken a step back with my kids being online. But
Yeah.
like my daughter has been right there with me, and or right there with my wife. She's just as much as an influence
Yeah.
on my streaming career as my wife is. Like she's obviously not the support structure, but she is part of the structure. And she's, Dad, are you streaming? What are you playing? Who are you playing with? What are you playing? When are we gonna play? Like
Yeah.
she would, and I got her into video games, and it's kind of rolled from there. But recently, since I've been back, I've been trying to keep her out of the stream as much, because I'm just, dude, it's everything you're seeing in the news these days is just bad, and I
Yeah.
don't know if I want to have my kids and my future kids like in the public eye like that.
In all honesty, I would say, like you as a parent, if you feel that the best thing to do is just to kind of keep them, behind the curtain, then keep them behind the curtain. That's what
Right.
I do. Like every now and then, there will be pictures. Like I'll put pictures up on Twitter of the
Right.
kids. Sure, one or two pictures, whatever. But for the most part, stream every once in a while. Pop in to say hi, but not
Yeah.
hang around long enough to where you will get some like creepy individual that's just constantly staring for just the one individual. I
Yeah.
don't get it. I really don't understand it, but damn them all.
The
Fucking
right.
mess up.
No, I agree, bro. I 100% agree, and that's kind of where we're at with it. She has her own TikToks and does all of her stuff, but like me and her mom are like heavily modded when it comes to that, like
Yeah.
what she does on there and shit. So
Well, that's what's up. I'm actually glad you guys, that's strong initiative right there. All you fucking parents, man, stop being damn lazy with your kids. It
yeah.
ain't that fucking hard. They might be annoying, but it ain't hard to watch them. Damn. Fucking TikTok don't do that shit for you. What the fuck?
No, hell no. Hell no.
So I'm gonna save the sub question for this one for later on because
Okay.
I want to know what your truest thoughts is toward the end. Now the
Okay.
next question I have for you, let's hear about. I know you like kind of touched on your first experience with streaming in a way, but
Okay.
like you got more into the main details. Let's hear about the very first time that you got involved with content creating. So by this, it's I want to hear all your feelings. The first time you did it. I want to hear about the first video that you streamed, or the first video that you made, depending on whatever game it is that you did, and what platform you started on.
Okay.
Got you.
Oh, damn, bro. Okay, so first platform I was on was Twitch. And the game I was streaming at the very start of my career
Yeah.
was Call of Duty Blackout.
Oh, fucking hate
Dude, I
that game.
missed I missed that game. I was pretty fucking good at it.
Yeah.
It was about the only game that I was decent at. Um, I started off streaming on Twitch without a camera. It was strictly gameplay. There was like very little comms because I played a lot of solo,
Yeah.
or I did duo fills, and I would mute my mic and the other well, whoever the other party was,
Yeah.
and I would just play. It was just gameplay. That's literally all it was.
Yeah.
So first initial thoughts and everything when it comes to content creation, I absolutely fucking hated it.
Damn.
I fucking hated it. The reason why I hated it so much was because I I grew up old school.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say old school, I mean like from the time you turn 13, you're working your ass off with either grandpa or dad on the farm,
Yeah.
and you don't fucking you wake up in the morning, you piss excellence and eat breakfast, and then you're out the door before the fucking sun rises. And then when you get home, it's grandma's ringing the dinner bell and the sun's going down, and that's it. Like
That was the
you
day.
go, yeah, that was
Yeah.
the day. And I fucking hated, and I don't use that word lightly,
Yeah.
the thought of me sitting on my ass playing video games while having that instillment. So it was, yeah, to put it lightly, bro, I fucking hated where I was at. But it was also the way I thought about it was I did it during my off season
Yeah.
with the union, so it was I'm not working. I haven't gotten a phone call, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna recharge, and then when I get that call, I'm balls to the
Bouncing.
wall, bro. I'm going.
That's fucking insane. That is another first. See, like a lot of the time, the questions that I ask, it's the same questions for everybody.
Yeah.
But and the reason why I ask them the way I do is because I get different answers, and yours is another first. I have never had anybody tell me how much they hated doing content in the first. It's like my literal jaw was like, huh? You
Yeah.
said what? That's so nuts. But I get it though. There's understandable when you have a strong work ethic because it's in the family. You like fun to the average person at that age. After a while, it just becomes very obnoxious.
Yeah.
Where whereas like other people, they are in other families where they can have some fun or they have too much fun, but the families don't do nothing about it.
The so are you originally from Chicago? I
Yep.
don't think I've ever asked you that. So you're okay. You're originally from Chicago.
Yep.
So you have the city mentality, and but you still work your ass off. I hear about it every fucking time I talk to you.
Yeah.
How you're getting ran into the ground and fucking you've got packages. You got so many packages, they might as well be fucking coming out of your every orifice of your body. So you've got that worker's mentality, but being from the city, I guarantee you work with it, you drive by it, you see it, that fucking silver spoon mentality.
Oh my god, dude. Yes.
Growing up where I grew up in a small town, that was very few and far between.
Yeah.
The only silver spoon mentality you had was the people whose like family had been mayor for so fucking long or the town doctor.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, those kids that grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth were few and far between and they weren't well liked, but they still had a little work ethic which made it somewhat okay.
Yeah.
I didn't I didn't notice the silver spoon mentality until I got into fucking streaming, bro. And that's when like it'd be the middle of the day during like school and I would get dropped by some fucking 12-year-old playing the like it's like a
Yeah.
2009's COD lobby, bro. Like I fucking shit on your mom, blah 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 blah. I'm coming over there to fuck your. And it was like, what? Why aren't you in school? My mom said I didn't have to go today. Blah 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 blah. And it was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
and that. So that's part of the reason why I fucking hated my content creation at the very beginning.
Especially if it's Call of Duty, because Call of Duty content has always been not even slightly, but particularly toxic.
Oh yeah.
Every game, it progressively gotten worse as each and every new generation of COD game comes out, and you
Yep.
notice everybody's gamer tag gets worse, everybody's attitude is worse. If you shoot somebody, you can't kill them, it's a problem. But when they get dropped, it's your fault. It don't.
Yeah.
I don't. That's why honestly, if I play COD now, I normally what I would do is I full mute my team and full mute the other team. So
Oh
even
yeah.
in lobby, I won't hear nobody because they talk all the shit they want. Hey, I'm enjoying my game. You should just shut the fuck up. It's
Yeah.
like,
And another thing with COD, like I miss. Don't get me wrong, like COD lobbies back in like 2009 during like the Xbox 360 days and
yep.
stuff. They were toxic, but they weren't fucking sweaty, bro. And it was like, you'd get into a lobby and there'd be a fucking 40-year-old gamer dad in there who's, coming off of a 15-hour shift, just
Yeah.
wants to relax. And the lobby was, toxic as fuck, but it was chill.
Yeah.
Now you don't have that. You have everybody wants to be part of FaZe or fucking Optic or just all these fucking big gaming communities, and it's like I'm gonna sweat as hard as I possibly can. So everybody's competing. Like pubs has turned from pubs to fucking
Competitive.
generic ranked. Yeah,
Yeah.
competitive ranked. And it's like, come on, man. And then don't get me fucking started on like the amount of cheaters in fucking
A
video games
lot.
is stupid. Stupid.
So fucking much. It's
So, I mean, yeah,
it's
I'll go on a tangent, bro.
no, you're good. Look at this. This is why I like this type of things. Any tangent that is sudden, no matter what interview, it gives people a perspective to look into that person's mind.
Yeah.
So this is why like stuff like this, I welcome it because if it's in here, even if a person disagrees, they can kind of understand the idea of okay, that's why that person feels this way. Even if the most ignorant person could even understand a basic outline of whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it is.
I get that.
So you said your first game you started off was Call of Duty, or what was
Yeah.
that? It was Call
Call,
of
Call,
Duty.
it, Call of Duty Blackout.
The black.
And then
Yeah.
it slowly, so the very first battle royale for COD was the Blackout. And then it slowly, once I got into a really long work season. I was out for I think 2.5, 3 months, so I
Yeah.
wasn't streaming on Twitch anymore. And then when I came back, I had actually met another streamer at my work who was in my union, and we fucking hit it off and we started streaming together. And that was Johnny Boy. He's a
Oh,
very good friend of mine, and we still keep it. I'm no longer in the union,
yeah.
but he is, and we still fucking talk every once in a while. He streams over on Kick and Twitch, and like we fucking still meet up and bullshit and like make sure everybody's family's doing good. I actually just went and so those pictures I sent you the other night. Yeah. So he's actually one of my regulars, and I actually went down to where he is. He lives about 2 hours away from me, and I met up with him and took him some stuff, and he was really fucking happy about it. And but yeah, dude, when I met up with him, we actually transferred over to Apex, and that's where everything stayed
Yeah.
until I got my PC.
Man, oh my god, that is such a short world. Who would have figured? And my camera's doing its own thing now. Honestly, I got a fucking AI camera. Remind me to never get another one of these damn things again. You know what?
Is
Fuck it.
that the motion activated AI camera?
Yeah, the fucking
Yeah.
the OBS bot, whatever the fuck the shit is.
Yeah.
Ah, sorry everybody, but let's see. That does. I don't know. Well, I'll just make sure I don't move too fucking much. I fucking hate this. Okay, let's see. Why? And the sad thing is, even if I try to get it to. There it is. Okay, I fixed it. Now I got it readjusted. So yeah, you guys get to see technical difficulties all over the board. It's fantastic.
Hey, it ain't an interview or a stream if there isn't at least one or two technical difficulties. I think
Oh,
we learned that last night.
yep. And nothing works with me, so it's fucking perfect. All right, so now we got down to like the main experience. Now let's see what we have here for you because I think this one is an interesting one here. Were there any creators that you watched before you started getting involved with content creating?
um, so actually, the whole reason why I bought a PC in the first place. So as far as like content creation goes, on the PlayStation platform,
Yeah.
no.
No. Okay.
There was I didn't watch anybody. I didn't care about anybody. I was just doing it for me. It was one of those things like I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with this.
Yeah.
And so no, I didn't watch anybody. I heard about like um, the FaZe Clan doing their shit and like the Xbox 360 days in the
Yeah.
fucking COD lobbies. You know, you always heard about FaZe and them stuff, but I never watched those guys. Um,
Excuse me.
but so for the content creation with Rust and me getting a PC, I had three guys that were Rust content creators that I watched religiously.
Okay.
I had their merch. I fucking every time they dropped a new video, I was like on it. It was as soon as it dropped, I was sitting in front of the TV or I was sitting in front of my computer. I was down. I was watching it. I was like, this is what I want to fucking do. Like
Okay.
it's there. And that's Blueprint, which is one of the biggest Rust content creators. Then you had Frost and Stevie.
Okay.
And those three guys were my biggest influence for content creation because one, they're not on camera. Two, they tell phenomenal fucking stories. Well, Frost and Stevie do. Blueprint's more gameplay oriented,
Right.
but they make the game that is bare bones so much more fascinating. And that's what I wanted to do.
Man, that's fucking awesome. Now, I was gonna throw a curveball and be like, all right, which one of the three is your most favorite? I decided against it. That's a bad
Honestly,
division.
honestly, well, I mean, it is a bad division, but at the same time, it's not because with them three being the top tier creators that they are,
Yeah.
they're all good at different things. That's why they have they collab together quite often,
Right.
and when they do, they all bring different aspects to the table. obviously they're all phenomenal at PvP because Rust is a PvP based game.
Yeah.
Unless you're like me, who has almost 3,000 hours in the game, and 2,500 of those hours are in the PvE servers, fucking doing modded shit. Um,
Oh my god.
but I would have to say for storytelling, it goes to Stevie.
Okay.
He has some of the most intricate stories and um, basically zero to hero moments out of all of them. When it comes to like actual PvP gameplay, game sense, stuff like that, I would give it to Frost. The dude's just cracked. And then for like all around overall building, PvP, game knowledge, game sense, and just game oriented, I would give it to Blue.
Oh,
So everybody has their cup of tea.
right. I like that. That's actually, and I thought it was gonna be like poorly, like picked because it's like all one, but no, you evenly distributed everybody's flowers
Yeah.
accordingly to every aspect. So the next question I don't have to ask you because it sounds like it was just them three that had fully inspired you in different ways that really helped you to where you're at today.
Yeah.
So we can skip that question because that one was already answered. So that's good. Okay, so here's one. I'm not sure if anybody's asked you,
Okay.
but I asked everybody this, and I feel like this is always a fun question. Out of all the genre of for video games that are out there, your horror, your action shooter, your platform, puzzle, what is your favorite genre, and why is it your favorite? And if you
Okay.
have a least favorite, why is it your least favorite?
Open world survival craft is my all-time favorite, hands down, bar none, go-to.
Okay.
I will always be that way because, and that is an instillment of how I grew up. Bro, I grew up in the fucking woods, central Illinois. Like,
Yeah.
if you are bored, you're doing something fucking wrong. So like
Yeah.
as like so having that ability to caveman it. Back to the Ooga Booga days. I'm a dumb Neanderthal, and I hit rock together and make fire.
Yeah.
Like I love getting back to that bare bones, bare minimum requirement. How long can you last? Can you go out? Can you make a shelter? Can you go out and forage for food? Can you go out and survive in the woods for, a fucking week without food, water, and make it? Like having that ability and knowledge, because I can.
Yeah.
I know how to get my own water. I know how to forage my own food. I know what berries to eat, what berries not to eat, what plants to avoid, what bark is best for kindling, what woods to burn, what woods not to burn, what's gonna smoke you out of your fortitude, what's like shit like that.
Yeah.
So having video games that take aspects like that and put them into something that I just grew up loving. Video game. I grew up loving video games. I think that's every content creator. Otherwise, they wouldn't be a fucking content creator. Um, Having video games that take those things that you grew up on, those key elements,
Yeah.
and throwing them into something that you can sit at home and do. That's why open world survival games will always be my go-to.
All right.
As far as least favorite genre, and this is controversial as hell, I fucking hate sports games.
Oh my god.
I
Thank you.
fucking hate sports games. Like, don't get me wrong. I grew up playing sports. I grew up playing basketball. I wasn't fucking good. I
Yeah.
I was fat. I was slow. I grew up playing football, and I looked like a I looked like a fucking Neanderthal running down the field.
Why you gotta do
Um,
that to yourself, man?
I did, but there is one game, and that's part of the reason why I'm wearing a Boston Red Sox hat. I was a really good fucking baseball player. I played it from the time I was about knee high to a grasshopper, all the way up through high school, and then I even played baseball while I was in the Marine Corps. And I was actually really fucking good at it.
Yeah.
Um, but I fucking hate sports games. It's boring to me. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna play, 7, 8, 9 innings of baseball, or you're gonna play 4 quarters of football, or you're gonna play fucking um, four four rounds of fucking basketball. You're run up and down a court
Yeah.
and see who's. I just it's fucking boring to me.
I feel that because like realistically, the only sports games I really do play is anything dealing with skateboarding or snowboarding, because like that personal connection that I have with it, and it is because like I skateboarded for years of my life. Right
Yeah,
when I first moved from Chicago to Alsip, Illinois, which probably like a 40 minute to like an barely not even an hour difference of travel time, because I
yeah,
grew up in one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Chicago, and having to transition to a more peaceful life. I had learned to
right.
skateboarded because of a kid there that I had met in fifth grade, and in sixth grade we became cool. So he taught me the intricacies of learning how to ride the board, how to manual, how to flip tricks. So when
There
I
you
got
go.
into Tony Hawk and then the skate games, like there's
Yeah.
a lot of fun to be had in those. And same with snowboarding. I've only done snowboarding the one time, and for a short time frame. But there is something very oddly specific about snowboarding that makes it fun. Whereas like skiing's like it's like
Let's
basketball.
unless it's something to do like skiing to me is boring as fuck unless it's something to do with slaloms
Yes,
or the what is it the long jump that they do?
the long jump. Yep, yep.
Yeah, anything else that has to do with skiing is fucking boring. But like you brought up skating when you were
Skateboarding.
younger,
Yep.
skateboarding. So my very first game that I really got into as a gamer, Cool Borders 3.
That's a fun game.
Dude,
That's a fun game.
that was one of, and then obviously the Tony Hawk series, and then another one that not too many people have heard of. It's called inline skating.
I've heard of that one. I haven't played it.
That game, dude, I no life that fucking game for the longest time. It was so good. I had a banger ass fucking soundtrack, bro.
Oh
Like just
God.
it was such a good game.
Now I will bring this up because this was completely off topic. Everybody, you can kiss my ass. This is how we run shit here. But you ever remember playing any of the Grand Theft Auto games
Yeah, yeah.
back
Oh yeah.
back when it was the I don't think it was the 360. I think it was the original, where if you wanted music, your own music into the game, you were able to have its own little playlist section, and you can play
Yep.
your own music.
Oh
That
yeah.
that was fucking premium back then.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Like, dude, if apparently, and I'm not excited for it either because I've played all the GTA's. I'm bored of it, just like anybody else would be, at
Yeah.
some point. But apparently, this time around, they're gonna have the ability to add Spotify onto GTA 6. Like, sure, but you
That'd be
kind
pretty
of
dope.
it would be dope. But I mean, they were going somewhere with the Xbox having your own playlist, your own music, the original at least, and then they killed off that feature and then just kind of made it like, okay, yeah, you're still listening to music, but how often do you know people are going to listen to the GTA radio stations? There's not many people that would fully listen to everything,
Yeah.
you
And
know.
see, like I I would agree with that to a sense, but then you miss out on, and this is me taking sides with the developers.
Yeah.
Um, the only reason I am is because I'm in that boat. Obviously, not nowhere near as experienced as those guys are, but I'm
Yeah.
in the developer boat. You're gonna miss out on so much on GTA Radio.
Yep.
So if that ability is implemented, that's great and all, but like instead of running like a Spotify ad for those that don't have like premium,
Yeah.
run a GTA ad.
Oh, that'll be nice.
So dude, I remember playing like GTA 5 and like uh the lady would come on and she's like, today in the news, all excited and shit, and she's like, 5 dead on I-96, and it's like, what the fuck?
Dude, that I like the comedy portions of those. Did you know that those numbers that they put into GTA back then, what was it? I think it was particularly San Andreas. No, not San Andreas. The other one, Vice City.
Vice City.
Vice City. There was a number that popped up on there, and my friend's like, they always advertise this number. Call it and see, if it works. I called that number, and it actually gives you the same exact shit. Like it repeats it from the game into the phone, but it also tells you, oh, there's like a 10-cent charge per minute, and I hung up because I was afraid. And I go to find out that's actually what she says on there. I'm like, ain't that a bitch? I actually fell for that.
That's awesome.
It is so wild. They're creative though. I will give them that. They're
Oh
really
yeah.
creative with the fucking numbers.
There was a game a while back that did something similar to that, but it was I can't remember the name of it. It was something similar, it was a little Easter egg, but you could call it and it would ring through, but it was like an automated voicemail.
Yeah,
And it was like, you have reached the dev team of such and such game, and if you have any concerns or something like that, it obviously it wasn't, but it was a good little Easter egg. It was fucking hilarious.
I like that. Oh my god! If you could find it, let me know because I want to
I
call it
will.
now. All right, so here's the question. This one now we're gonna dig into your deeper history, and if you're trying to figure out what that is, I'm gonna let you know right now. Let's get it behind your channel name. Now, your channel name is very unique, and I've never really understood like the concept or the meaning behind your name. So let's get into how long did you have your channel for? Like, how long have you ran it for now? Number one.
Okay, so I would say the Twitch channel with this name has ran for about 2.5, almost 3 years.
Okay.
Before that, so I hate I keep bringing it up.
Go ahead.
I was prior military, but I was a 3521. I was a diesel mechanic. So for military people, anything that's not a grunt is called a pogue.
Okay.
It's POG, personnel other than grunt.
Oh.
So
Okay.
so before I changed it to Ascension, it was Pogue for Life, 3521. And I ran that for fucking years, bro. Years. But that's what I was. I embraced it. I enjoyed my time in the Marine Corps. I met a lot of great fucking people. I,
Yeah.
I had fun with it. I got to travel the fucking world. So I would never take away from my job. But I respected the grunts and the guys that I had met enough to embrace the name Pogue because I wasn't a fucking grunt. I didn't have the skill set that those guys had. I did my own thing. I worked with my fucking hands. I fixed vehicles, and it is what it is.
I like that. So, what made you choose Ascension? Like, was there a direct meaning behind it, or was it just kind of like, well, I'm just gonna pick this because it sounds better?
So, uh, both.
I'm
Um,
listening.
Ascension, the proper spelling of Ascension was taken on Twitch.
Okay.
So that's the reason why it's spelled as it's spelled. Is because the other guy, he wouldn't even fucking sell me his account. It's like full banned. Like it was a bot account that got banned by Twitch, and they won't even fucking free up the name. It's like 15 years before they free the name
Yeah.
or some stupid shit like that. So that's why it's Ascension spelled the way it is now.
Okay.
Obviously the XCII, that's the year I was born, 92. And yeah, I'm old. Fuck off.
Hey,
Anyways,
I'm older than you. Shut up.
I know, but so
Wait,
but the reason be
before you do
go
that,
ahead.
you want to give a middle finger, me and you together?
Hey, fuck yeah, bro.
All right.
So the reason behind the name Ascension, why I landed on it. So I did an absolute fuck ton of digging on my ancestry.
Yeah.
So my family, and if you can't fucking tell, I am not a small person. My great grandfather and grandmother, my great grandmother is a Cherokee native from our tribe resides in Oklahoma now,
Okay.
but her original tribe was located in North Carolina.
No shit. Okay.
My great grandfather was a um, he wasn't Norwegian. He was Slavic, and I think it's Denmark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Slavic and Denmark. He was a Nordic voyager
Oh
from that
shit.
region who came over on a voyage and met people in North Carolina. So when they met people, the name Skinwalker actually um, for Native Americans
Yeah.
actually comes from when my grandfather landed with them. The reason why they called them skinwalkers was because they wore skin pelts instead of furs.
Oh.
So when you think about when you think about cold regions, you think about I want a bear pelt or I want an elk pelt
Yeah.
or caribou or something like that. You want something thick, heavy to keep you warm because it's fucking cold. Well, North Carolina back in the fucking 1400s, probably even sooner than that. I can't remember exactly how far I backdated. Um, it's hot.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be wearing a fucking bearskin rug. You're not going to be wearing a fucking caribou pelt, or no, obviously those weren't around that area anyways. So they were wearing deer hide or, um, like small animals. So the name Skinwalker actually comes from Nordic voyagers meeting Cherokee Indians or Cherokee Native Americans back then in North Carolina. So my grandfather ended up staying with my grandmother, and their people traveled from North Carolina and settled in Oklahoma.
No shit.
So I was very tied. I still am very tied with uh, Norse paganism.
Okay.
That is what I follow. That is, I don't practice, but that's what I follow. I believe in multiple gods. And for those of you who don't know, I Odin, Thor, Loki, Balder, Tyr. They're to me they're real.
Yeah.
They existed at one point, or they still exist. But with that being said, I'm not against anybody else's religion. It, you have your gods. You have your own God. For the Christian people out there, you have your own God. It, you believe what you believe. I believe what I believe. Um, so with that, when I got into Norse paganism and started reading, ascension, being ascended, was something that I read frequently.
Okay.
You would either ascend to Valhalla or you would ascend to Freya's garden, or it was one of those things. I saw it everywhere. The more I read, the more I saw it. And when I was asked, are you going to change your name or are you going to keep it the same? It was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's change it. So it led into Ascension. And I was like, you know what? It starts with an A. It's most people when they go to their keyboard, the first fucking finger that lands on the keyboard is usually a w or WASD. One
Yeah.
of those four keys. Why not?
I like that.
So
There's a lot of fucking beautiful history behind that. I've never actually got a history lesson on here. So not like that at least. So that's actually really cool. And honestly, when you hear Skinwalker, I mean, you hear about the was it the mythical creature
yeah,
that can transform at a whim between other beings or whatever that exist.
yep.
And now that I understand what that means, now I know I was fucking misled like everybody else. I'm like, fuck, the hell, man. Well, at least now I know.
There. there is some truth behind the myth
Yeah,
that skinwalkers exist. I know one of the stories that was told, passed down through the books that managed to get my hands on, was that the one of the chieftain's sons of the tribe that my grandparents are from
yeah.
was a great warrior whose appearance never remained the same, and
Hmm.
that in itself was kind of hinting at like spiritual beings being able to transform into animals and shit like that. So I think a lot of myths that we hear about are, I don't think they're myths. I think that they're, just different perspectives from different people with their own version of what a myth is.
Right. Okay. Well, shit. Thank you, sir. I like that understanding. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever thought of this before, but
Probably not. If you're asking it, probably not.
probably not. But I'm gonna swing it and see if it sounds familiar to you at all. Um, so out of all the content that you did so far, from the very first day up until now, is is there anything about your content that you would do different if you could change it?
Um, so I have been asked that before, and I usually give the same answer.
Mm-hmm.
But with what we talked about earlier, about like wanting to keep my kids off of it,
Yeah.
um, if you would have asked me that question a year ago, or well, I wasn't streaming a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I would have said, I'm waiting for my daughter to turn 13 so she can have a legal account on Twitch so me and her could stream together.
Okay.
I want to do co-streams. I want to have, my perspective on one side of the screen. My daughter, kind of like what Keo and Dog Owner do.
Okay.
But I wanted my daughter with me. Like I wanted her right in the middle of it, doing her thing, us playing together. I wanted that. That's what I would have changed then. Now, I would have to say that that is no longer the case,
Yeah.
and that I'm more focused on doing it for me and just enjoying time with my boys or my girls or whatever. Like I don't even care if I fucking make any money on it. It's to me it's not about the money.
Yeah.
I am a very closed off person.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like I live in a town of 11,000 people. I know fucking no one. Like I know my neighbors, but that's because they're my landlords.
Yeah.
But the lady who lives across the street and she's lived there for fucking since I've lived here, I don't know who the fuck she is. Like I don't have friends. I have acquaintances.
That's fair.
So I'm a very closed off person. And that's online as well. Like I don't have six motherfuckers to carry my casket, but I'll tell you what, I have two, three, maybe four motherfuckers that will drag that bitch from the funeral home to the goddamn gravesite.
Hell, fuck yeah. That's me.
So, yeah, you're one of them.
This man ain't gonna be fucking dragged. We're gonna put him on a skateboard, push him right.
I actually talked my wife into it, and hopefully that she sticks to it.
Yeah.
Colorado is the only state in the United States that still allows burials to funeral pyres. I want a funeral pyre when I go.
Okay.
So,
Well, shit. You better live long enough, man. Because
all
you ain't going nowhere. You can't leave us. That's illegal. All right. Well, shit. Let's see. All right. And how about let's take the shift a little bit away from you just for one question.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
let's talk about your viewers because now we're going to get into a very deep discussion with the viewers. If you had anybody in your entire community and they come up to you, like, in your streams, hey, I'm so and so, really like your stream. I just want to ask you a question. I want to get into content creating, but I'm going to need some help. What advice would you give this person so when they about to start their journey, they have the necessary tools, that you can provide them with.
Don't quit your day job.
Oh, there you go. Don't quit your day job.
Don't quit your day job.
I did.
Do not, whatever you are doing for work, do not stop doing it. Stick with it. Keep doing what you're doing, but make free time,
Mm-hmm.
or if you have free time, do it in your free time.
Exactly.
The biggest thing for streamers and content creators in general, their biggest misconception when starting out is I'm gonna hit the live button and I'm gonna have 6,000 motherfuckers jump in and I'm gonna be big and famous. That is
Yeah.
not how it works. Nobody knows you. The chances of you getting discovered, especially on Twitch, and let's say you're a fucking, I won't even use COD. Let's say you're an Apex player. Let's say, or you're a Terraria player, or some game that's well known but not too well known. The chances of you getting discovered are about slim to fucking none,
Yeah.
and that's a hard notion for a lot of people to grasp. And when they do that, or when they don't do that, they have that mentality that I'm going to make it big, so I'm going to immediately quit my job and I'm going to go be a content creator and I'm going to make millions of fucking dollars. That's not how that works. And then they do the first 2 or 3 streams and they don't have that fucking income anymore, and they're like, oh my god, what am I doing? Why isn't this taking off? How am I going to pay my bills? Okay, now I got to stop content creation. Well, fuck content creation, fuck streaming. It never did anything for me, and then you lose out on the ability to touch people's lives,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm in it. I'm not in it for the, like I said earlier, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to make sure that the dude or the chick or the fucking little boy or little girl that jumps across my stream who's dealing with some form of depression or some form of abuse or thoughts of harming themselves or something like that, I want that those split 2 to 3 minutes where I say something stupid off the wall and they're like, this guy's funny. Thanks, man. I needed that laugh.
Yeah.
And I might not ever see them again. But that fucking 5-second bit that made them laugh ultimately caused them to rethink their decision to, end it, or it took their mind off of the fight that they just witnessed between their parents or whatever. So I'm in content creation because I want people in my community to be okay, even if they're not okay. So my biggest thing is, as a content creator, starting out, don't fucking quit your day job, and don't do it for the money. Do it for your community, because if you do it for your community, you're gonna get shared around a lot more, and the money will eventually come.
Yeah.
But oh shit, my camera, yeah,
Hold
it
on,
does it
man.
every once in a while.
It's okay, ladies and gentlemen. He's posing for a really deep picture that I'm taking of him right
Oh yeah.
now.
Oh, daddy. All right,
Welcome
there we
back.
go. So, um, but yeah, man, that's. Sorry, I lost my
You're,
train of thought.
you're good.
um, but yeah, so obviously, don't do it for the money. Don't do it for don't quit your day job, and do it for your community, because if you have a strong community behind you, then you'll get to where you want to be for your family.
I love it. I love it. I swear to God, you see that more often than not on Twitter. And I'm never calling it X. So Elon, you kiss my ass. That shit is still Twitter, and I've seen that a lot. People like, well, I just quit my day job to do this, and now I gotta go back to work. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like when you first start fucking school as a kid. You're not gonna have instant friends. You're gonna deal with either having little to no friends, or you're gonna deal with having a
Hey,
fucking bully.
hang on. Anomaly.
Yeah.
My fucking daughter, Ashley. Yeah,
Yeah.
my fucking daughter. First day of school, me and my wife were like, "Oh shit!" Like, we're fucking nervous. We're nervous for her. Like, she doesn't know anybody here. And bro, within like the first, because my daughter does have a phone, we track her. Like it's so
Constantly.
we know. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
we have eyes on her, even if we don't have eyes on her. Bro, within like the first fucking hour, we both get text messages. I just made a friend, dude. She's a fucking social butterfly. She can make friends with anybody, but my daughter's an anomaly. So,
Man, I see. At her age, I had no. It was hard for me to make friends. I think honestly, I had maybe a small handful, like two people at most. But then I would always have the one asshole bully, which eventually I
yeah.
became the bully to somebody else. And it kind of like it's a nasty, fucking train that you're still riding. And it's like, should we tase these people for all that bullshit? Like,
Right.
all right, let's
Yeah.
see. There was another. Where's that other question I was looking for? There it is. Okay, so before we go ahead and end on your socials, there was a question I wanted to ask you that I saved for this point in time.
Okay.
So we talked about how long you've been doing the content. Now, realistically, if you really because you put in a lot of work, a lot of love and care into your content, how long do you see yourself doing this content?
Realistically, um, probably not as long as I'd like. I can't give you an exact date because I mean, unfortunately, the hard side of streaming and having a community, it does cost money.
Yeah,
And if money's not coming in, you can only do so much. I mean, what's the saying? You can only you can only squeeze so much juice out of a peach or something like that.
yeah,
Uh, You can only do something so long without making any revenue. And unfortunately, that's the bad side of streaming when you don't make content good enough to be mainline. So I probably won't be able to do content creation for as long as I'd like, but if I had it my way, where all my bills were taken care of completely, um, my daughter had everything that she needs, my
yeah,
wife has all the smut books that she could possibly want,
yeah.
and fucking, then I'd probably do content creation till the day I die. I'd probably fucking die on stream. Like
No,
if I had it my way, like
right.
I'd be fucking 90 years old clicking here. He's over there. I see the sniper gland, and then fucking have a heart attack and pass out on and fucking die on stream. Like
Oh my
that's
god.
if I had it my way, that's what it would.
Yeah,
But realistically, nowhere near as long as I'd like.
I feel it. And that question, that question, I feel like when it comes to it, it's more like the take is different, obviously, but the pill is also hard to swallow for everybody
Yeah.
in different ways. So this definitely for everybody watching this at home, you now understand why this question is very prominent. When I do ask it, you get to see, you know, from that person's experience within the streaming, how it actually, affects their way of thinking when it comes to how long could they do it for, or how much long would they want to do it for. So, if you guys, like he said before, if you guys are coming into this shit and you're just like, well, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna have this many people, get this much money. We're talking about realism. Like what you're talking about
Yeah.
is a dream. This right here is to teach you guys, give you guys a little bit better tips and better. You can learn from everybody's experiences here.
I will say, disclaimer with that though. I will say, if you have an expectation or a fucking dream, like I'm gonna come into streaming and I'm gonna make a fucking $1 million my first year streaming,
Mm-hmm.
do not do not lose that goal, do not lose that expectation, maintain that expectation,
Yep.
work your fucking ass off into the dirt with your stream, with your content creation, to reach that goal. But do not be disappointed if it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say when it doesn't happen. Don't be disappointed if it doesn't happen, because you never know. There's people out there that fucking hit the go live button and they just somehow manage to get in right at the perfect time. They get picked up and they're cracked.
Yeah.
They're either fucking super bomb at PvP, or they're absolute oh, excuse me, they're absolutely hilarious. Just born for content creation. Don't give up on your goals or your dreams, but an have a realistic mentality beside that.
Yes.
They need to run parallel.
And the other thing too, if you guys missed it, you also need personality. Personality is very huge for content creating. And when we say that, we don't mean like you go on stream and you sound tired all the time and you're saying,
Yeah,
"Hey man, what's up? Yeah, welcome to." No, you got to be a little more energetic. You know, every time
yeah.
you come watch this man stream, and this man stream is always fucking energetic, like legit. But okay, so now we're gonna sign it off for you. So now this is
All right.
your biggest ending right here for you to shine, so people can find you everywhere. Now, what platforms and social media do you have currently that you still use?
So currently, I still use my Twitter. It's active. It's just not the same as um, my Twitch and my Kick and stuff. Instead of the XCII, it's just Ascension 92 because it wouldn't let me put Roman numerals in for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah.
Um, so you can find me on Twitter. Um, and then I use Twitch and Kick, and I just started implementing my TikTok community. I got approved through the TikTok app to stream video games on their platform. So,
Ooh,
um,
congratulations.
yeah, yeah, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. I'm live on those as well.
Okay, and do you have a particular stream schedule that you go by, or is it very sporadic?
It's very sporadic right now. Life is sporadic. So with me being a dad, I'm actually not coaching this year,
Yeah,
so my schedule's a lot more flexible. But with it being softball season for junior high students right now,
yeah,
it's still we've got practice, we've got games, plus I don't like the way my wife drives, so I've been teaching my daughter how to drive so that way she doesn't take after her mom when she
yeah.
gets behind a wheel because my wife drives like she's got fucking 9 lives and the rest of us don't.
That's how I
So
drive.
I've been trying to teach my daughter how to drive as well. So life is pretty sporadic and stream schedule's been pretty sporadic, but most of the time I try to keep it,
Yeah.
late in the evening, and I try to do it as frequent as I possibly can.
Okay. And the last question I have for you is, since we like not everybody will have a same schedule. Sometimes it's daytime, nighttime, whatever the case may be. If these people want to find out when you're going live, what is the best way for them to be notified of all your streams?
Discord.
Discord.
Discord would be the absolute number one place. Twitter, I do post on that too. So if you don't have Discord, you can find me on Twitter. But my personal Discord, Hall of Ascendants, which you can find in my Twitch bio, that has a going live notification that immediately goes off as soon as I hit the live button. I have it linked to my Discord, and it sends out a ping to everyone in the Discord saying, "Hey, Ascension's live." It will only tell you that I am live on Twitch,
Yeah.
but I do post on my Twitter that I'm live everywhere else.
Sweet. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will have fuck you and your damn motorcycle. Anyhow, but I will have all of this man's socials, all his platforms he streams on, every social that he uses, so you guys can all keep in touch, keep in contact. You get to see when he goes live, see all the different things on there that he does. And is there any last words before you sign off, my good friend?
No, honestly, bro, I just appreciate the opportunity bringing me on. Shout out to your community and your followers. I mean, obviously, you're in the same boat that I am, and you wouldn't be here without your family behind you and your community behind you. So I appreciate them being behind you to bring me on. Um,
Absolutely.
I love you. You're a homie.
I love you,
So
friend. Don't make me cry on camera. Yes, man. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to go right ahead and say thank you, Ascension, so much. been a pleasure having you on here. We, get to know you a little bit better now. Hopefully, everybody gets to connect with you on a deeper level with this interview. And that's all we
Absolutely.
can hope for. And by the way, everybody, from me to Ascension, because we love y'all, fuck off and goodbye.
Absolutely.